Well, I'm going to put this out, even though I don't have any solid proof on anything. It's like every time the major media comes out in concert saying the same thing, blah, I don't believe them. Okay, just like you, right? You don't believe them either. I also pointed out before, this was like in a preview for some kind of movie. It's kind of like the predictive programming. Demolish the monuments, and here's a sea of white people here. And you got over here in that sea of white people a couple black folks with a white umbrella, signifying protection, right? And, demolish the monuments, right? So, whatever. I saw it at the major media. I forgot what the hell I got this. It was some major media site. They said that the white protesters had police shields. It's like, really? Where the hell would you go? Why would you even show up? Where would you buy this stuff at? I'm thinking to myself, are you kidding me? The protesters had police shields. You're gonna get a shield. Why would you get this? I don't know. And maybe okay. I can't prove that that's not a true statement, but I think it was cops that were involved in this crap. Tell you the truth, man. And they also said on the major media that the protesters had police batons. And I guess you could buy a police baton, but I was like, I don't know, man. Just like everything else, if you looked at the Boston bombing, you looked at what was that? Timmy McVeigh. Remember that Oklahoma bombing? I remember I read General Parton's assessment of that damage on the building. Yeah, I know they had the fertilizer bomb and all that in the city of Oklahoma, but he showed that, well, a bomb doesn't destroy like structural steel and concrete being placed like, a dozen or so or 20 feet from a building. A lot of people don't realize that. Now, if you're talking about some wood structure, yeah, but you're talking about, structural steel and concrete, that stuff's strong. And he showed that a lot of the columns were cut clean, right, from the debris. Now, on the World Trade Center, they took that debris away right away, and they had it under lock and key before they sold it to China, so you couldn't analyze it like General Parton did. He was an Air Force general that was an expert in demolitions. I read this stuff way back many years ago when they had the Timmy McVeigh thing, and ever since then there's been false flags. And even in Orlando, Judge Napolitano said when he got the transcripts and the actual 911 reports that nobody could see, they used to be all public, that nobody had died until the SWAT team went into the building with that, the gay Orlando Pulse shooting. And, the SWAT team goes in there, shoots a few hundred rounds all at once, but nobody had died up until that time, right? So, anyway, there's a lot more to it. James Wesley Howell, who went and confessed in California before, when he realized Omar Martin was killed and he wasn't supposed to be killed or some crap. Anyway, I don't know. This could be BS. But, I looked at the license plate, and I'm not into this numerology stuff, okay? And some of it's true. I think the elitists on the top are into it, but I'm not into it. But I looked at the license plate on this. I can't read the letters. CVF, and it's got 1111, right? You see that on a license plate? Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. Zoom in. I knew that was going to go over there like that. See that? 111. I don't know if that says CVF, but I don't have a really good. I didn't really work really hard in this video, okay? Just because YouTube's probably going to say this is the AT&T doesn't like this, and Bill Gates advertising doesn't like this. Maybe Facebook doesn't like it. Who cares about Facebook? Oh yeah, by the way, George Soros is heavily invested in Facebook. If you got a Facebook account, get rid of it. He's also bought up Snapchat, probably because he wants to influence the media, especially the grassroots media. And the thing is, they said that the police allowed this car to get in where the protesters were. See, this area was all cordoned off. Allowed this car to get in there because they thought this car was a cop car and they thought the guy was a cop. I was like, really? I don't know, man. Anyway, I can tell you one thing. You know, I always think like, say you got to put yourself in the bad guy's shoes. Say if you're going to do something like this, why the hell would you use your own car? Number two, why would you be driving it? I mean, wouldn't you like steal a car, tie a rope to the steering wheel, put a brick on a gas pedal, and see if it does something like what you want it to do? Why would you wreck your own car? I mean, it's weird, man. You know what I mean? You know you're gonna get caught. I mean, why would you do this? Is this guy? I don't know. It's just weird that the cops, they let this guy in. I mean, say you're hell bent on doing this shit, right? Why the hell would you freaking get caught, right? Why would you blatantly get caught like this, right? Just like every damn thing, right? Just like that weird kid that went over there and shot up the black people in the church, It was like, it was like, what the hell? I mean, what the hell was he trying to? He knew he was going to get caught, so what the fuck's he doing? So, anyway, that's why I'm also figuring a lot of these things are false flags. You got to even put yourself in the position of the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like these bad guys aren't even. I mean, I don't even know what the hell they're trying to do, man. I don't know. Maybe bad guys are just that dumb. But then again, maybe they're not. Well, you know what? I tell you what. If you're smart enough to buy this car, you got enough brains to freaking figure out a plan, right? You know what I mean? That's what I figure. If he had this car, he must have had at least enough credit to buy the car. And if this car was his, it wasn't a rent-a-car or whatever, I figured it was his. The last thing I want to do is put a dent in it, rather, even if I didn't like these people. That's another reason I look at this shit. I was like, get out of here, man. I don't even want to put a scratch in the damn thing. I don't care, even if I didn't like these people a real lot, I wouldn't want to dent my car. Here he demolishes his car, man. You put yourself in his shoes, and the cops just let him through. Yeah, he looks like a cop. What's a cop look like? I mean, what the hell, man? These guys don't. What the hell's the matter with them? You know what they should do? But they won't do this because this would nearly, because maybe it isn't a false flag. I don't know. Okay, but I look at if you're in charge of security and you let this guy through, the guy that let him through, he'd be done. His career would be finished. Negligence. Get the hell out. You're done. Okay? You know what I'm saying? That's what maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe this was a bunch of bullshit too, because the media's, because when the media points out the white nationalist rioters had police batons, and the white nationalist rioters, or the defenders of the whatever the hell they're protesting to defend, I know Soros brought in the Antifa, the anti-freedom agitators, I'll call them that. But whatever the hell these guys were that had these shields, I don't think they were just people that were, I think they were police, man. They had police shields, they had police batons. You could be, maybe they could have bought police shields and police batons, but to tell you the truth, I didn't even know police had shields like this. If, say for instance, I was going to go to a protest, and I ain't going to no protest, believe me, man. I wouldn't even bother with this shit. I wouldn't even know that the cops had shields like this. I guess if I got something that to protect me, I'd probably wear like some kind of jacket that had like armor in it or some shit that could protect you from a rock, you know what I mean? Or, I don't know, a construction helmet or some shit. I mean, I wouldn't be fucking doing this. And, the other thing is, if you're a protester and you're walking in there with these batons, the cops had to allow them in there, right? So what the hell they think they're going to do with these batons? If you're out there to have a rally, what are you doing with these batons, man? I mean, if you got a little stick on you or some shit, whatever, maybe the cops aren't going to go body search everybody, but if you're walking in there with this big freaking stick like this, that's pretty obvious. If you're a cop, you tell them, get rid of that damn stick, right? You know what I mean? That's why I'm thinking, well, you know what? Let me tell you this. If you weren't born yesterday, every single jail and prison practically in the whole United States, you can get drugs, right? And you know where that comes from, right? The watchers. The ones that are watching over the jails and the prisons. The old Roman axiom, who watches the watchers? In this case, nobody. The big money owns the watchers. And I'm not into this numerology shit, but I can tell you it's really weird this guy's got this license plate 1111. Now, I used to use this a lot in my accounting stuff. 1111, 111, 5 ones. I mean, I do that shit too. Because I still work with the devils. I admit it. I don't do it anymore. Not that much. But predictive programming. And I ain't sure about this, and I didn't want to watch Alex Jones, whatever he had to say, because I don't trust that guy for nothing. And I could be all wrong about this, but, I think it took me about 24 to 48 hours to figure out that 911, because I was in construction, even though I was doing accounting and construction. I says, how the hell those planes knocked down those buildings? Then I found out about Building 7, and that was like a week later or so. I was like, wait a minute, a plane didn't even hit that building. How did that fall down, right? I mean, and then I found out they had the buildings were actually upside down in worth, because it was going to cost more to take out the asbestos that was in the Twin Towers than the buildings were worth. Just like everything that's going on, man. If you're a cop and you're listening to this shit, just get your I know all cops are not bad cops, okay? I know this shit. But and if you're a good cop, you're putting up with way more shit than I am right now. I know that, because I'm not really involved. I'm not involved in this crap, but I can tell you right now. Well, you know what to do. Don't say nothing. But you got to stick it to them bad guys, because this probably is a damn false flag. Probably is, man. Now, personally, I think, these protests about the statues aren't really doing that much. Probably, it might be best to put the efforts into relocating the statues onto private property, and just put your money and effort into that. Of course they'll go after that too. They'll say, well, it's on private property, and we don't acknowledge private property because the economic, what do you call it? The ecology is all owned by the government, right? That's gonna be the next thing. But I would put the effort into that. Hey, we got some land over here. You, the city, don't like it? Well, we're telling you, okay, the city's gonna move it, your expense. We got the land. It's going over here. All right. I mean, you got 1,000 protesters that spend $100 and going into all this crap for travel and hotels. Well, you can donate money for land or something and move the damn statue someplace else, man. And you can put any plaque you want on it. You can put a sign that says George Soros sucks. You can say cops only welcome in here if you're a good cop. If you're a bad cop, turn around and get lost. Stuff like that. I mean, anything you want. You can put anything you want on the statue. You can even put down that the white masters in the plantations of the old South were nowhere near as bad as the Yankees keep saying they were. That's true too. If you ever freaking dig into the history real deep, they weren't. They weren't anywhere near what the hell, the propaganda out of the North was like, because that's another game. Because that's all going back to the bullshit, right? But, and I can tell you this, I'll just leave you with this final thought. The elite that are white do not give a crap about minorities, gays, transsexuals, liberals, and left-wing people. They don't. They're just using all them for control. That's an absolute fact. You don't want to see what's really going on behind the scene. They're all using you. So the more you play the game, if the elite tells you some crap, the more you play the game, they're gonna use you anyway, and you're gonna wind up shit out of luck. Okay, that's what I'm gonna tell you right now. So, I don't have ironclad proof that this is a false flag, but a couple things are indicating it. The cops let the freaking car in there. They thought this guy was a cop. They thought the car was a cop car. So no ID check or nothing. The protesters some of the protesters got police batons, and the media's wondering how they got police batons. I'm like, these are probably off-duty cops that are planted in there, the bad ones, right? How some of the protesters have police shields. Okay. Again, same thing. And of course, we know there's an agenda. They want to remove these monuments, and they're going to go after everything that the United States stands for, period. Everything. All the veterans, every principle the United States stands for, and there's going to be no end to this shit till the United States is done and part of a global new world order run by the elitists. And the elitists are white. I'm going to tell you that right now. They're not these Confederate whites. They're different, far different. They don't like the Confederate type whites because the Confederate type whites don't like centralized control and dictators. And the elitists want to control every damn thing there is. Alright, so that's it in short. So, I don't know this for 100% fact, but like I said, every time the media says something a whole bunch, and they're all saying the same thing, yeah, BS. Okay, over and out. That's all I gotta say.